Hey everyone, Rocky here and thanks for clicking on my video. This is going to be another of my super sweet movie reviews, and in this case it's going to be for X-Men Days of Future Past, directed by Bryan Singer. Now I'm a pretty big fan of the X-Men franchise, so I was really excited to see this movie as I enjoyed this arc in the comics. And they did deviate from the story arc, and I couldn't understand wanting to use Wolverine as opposed to Kitty Pryde as the main catalyst, due to Hugh Jackman at this point is kind of the most successful character actor portraying Wolverine that's come out of these X-Men movies, as he's basically been in all of them, as well as had a couple of the individual Wolverine films. So from a marketing standpoint, it definitely made more sense to incorporate him more into the story. They do keep the basics as far as, the future's completely messed up for mutants. I mean, just completely terrible. I almost want to use the term apocalyptic, but that's going to be coming in the next movie. But they, like I said, they keep those basics. Messed up future they need to try and fix in the past. And in this case, it's by stopping Mystique from killing Trask. Sorry. So personally, like I said, I enjoy the X-Men movies. I enjoy the X-Men franchise, but in this case, I would have loved to have seen them elaborate more on these newer mutants that we meet in the future. We have Warpath. Warpath had a pretty big, story arcs in the comics. He was part of X-Force, New Mutants, a lot of things dealing with his brother. In this case, in the movie, the actor they had him portray him seemed kind of small, but you can't always have like a 7+ foot actor, 350 pounds to play a role. But I would have liked to have seen some more of him. And we have the Human Torch. Sunspot. Sorry about that. It's just a joke on the powers. In the comics, Sunspot basically appears, all black when he basically amps up and fully uses his stored up solar energy. He did have Blast in the comics, but he was mostly just a super strong kind of brick kind of character. And we have Blink. Blink is definitely one I would have enjoyed seeing more on. The actress playing her, for the limited time she was on screen, seemed to deliver a lot of impact with her eyes and facial expression. So, would have loved some more information about her. Hopefully we'll see maybe in the next movie. And, we also get to see Bishop for a short time as well. And again, Bishop's another one of those characters that's, pretty integrated in a lot of different things that happen within the X-Men's comic universe. And they kind of twisted his powers a little bit as well. But, again, these are kind of small, kind of nitpick things that I can kind of deal with. I would have preferred if maybe they had possibly split this into maybe 2 movies, and where one, we kind of get a lot more of the information on what's going on in the future, how it got there, and just see, all the other mutants as well, and, get that full impact, because a lot of things happen to these characters, and, the impact was very small for me because I didn't really get enough time with those characters to really kind of care about them as well. So, that's kind of one of my little kind of complaints about the movie, but, and, also I did enjoy the design of the future Sentinels, as it seemed to kind of be a mesh of the Nimrod Sentinel from the comics as well as the X-Men cartoon series. Basically, it was a future Sentinel that could essentially repair itself and things like that. So the design was similar to that, but it looks like they kind of mixed it along the lines of the Destroyer from the Thor movies. So, they kind of mixed the design of those together. So it was a little bit strange. And honestly, having its ability to adapt and mimic mutant powers come from Mystique was, in my mind, a bit of a stretch. It seems like what they could have done is did a combination of Mystique and Rogue's DNA is what could have given them these abilities. Mystique for the ability to adapt its body and change shapes, as kind of an evolution of her power of shape-shifting. And then with Rogue, you have the ability to absorb or imprint these mutant abilities. So in my mind, that's how I would have done it. Again, I'm not any type of movie writer or anything. These guys have been doing this stuff, but in my mind, that just makes a bit more sense. All in all, there were some, pretty good performances in the movie. Of note, my favorite performances came from James McAvoy as young Charles Xavier, as we see him dealing with, all the issues that were a result of the end of X-Men First Class and other things that happened with the school and everything, and as well as his spinal injury and having him deal with that and his powers and everything. So very strong performance from him. As again, I really enjoyed him in the First Class. I enjoy him as an actor, and just about every movie he does, I definitely enjoy him. And definitely Evan Peters, who played Peter, aka Quicksilver. He had some of the best scenes in the movie, but he was in for such a short time. It really annoyed me because I wanted to see him more, as he could have been, pretty important in kind of those last fights and everything. And, just seeing him have fun with the character in those scenes was really enjoyable for me. Sadly, for me, one of the characters that I did not like was actually Wolverine, which is really hard for me to say because he's pretty much my favorite X-Men. And definitely one of my, top 3 always favorite comic book characters. And this movie is coming after the Wolverine, which, in my opinion, was an amazing performance of Hugh Jackman. Is in that movie, I saw Hugh Jackman disappear for the most part, and it was Logan, Wolverine on screen. Unfortunately, in this movie, it was the opposite. For the majority of the movie, Wolverine disappeared and was replaced by Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine. That just kind of disappointed me. I mean, again, it seemed like the only reason for him to be there is because they wanted to use him as that marketing tactic to bring people into the film. And they didn't really use him effectively, I thought. And, that's just in part to the writing, because I know Hugh Jackman, loves the Wolverine character and definitely knows how to portray him. But yeah, just a huge letdown for me in this movie. So for the most part, I did enjoy the movie. There were those few things that I didn't quite like, especially with not getting much time with those future characters, as well as the issues with Wolverine, as well as some of the other actors. It kind of felt like they kind of just, phoned in basically for the movie and didn't really deliver a lot of themselves into the characters. But all in all, it was a good movie. I am giving it a rating of a 3 out of 5, which typically if I give something 3 out of 5, it's kind of that, I recommend renting it, not really picking it up. But I'll probably end up picking this one up, at a later time, as, I do have to give it some, bonus points on the side, as it did help to erase a lot of the things that we did not like about the previous X-Men movies, in particular X-Men The Last Stand. But yeah, and the tease at the end for the next movie, really great. It was kind of an interesting portrayal of that character, but it'll be interesting to see how they handle Apocalypse in the next movie. It almost seems like they kind of are setting up for Mystique to kind of maybe have some connection with Apocalypse, as she's kind of the center point of this movie, and it's repeated that she's very unique and things like that. But like I said, all in all, it was an alright movie. 3 out of 5. Typically, like I said, recommend you guys rent it, not necessarily buy it, but I'm probably going to end up picking this one up definitely at a discount. So I know I was a little bit harsh with this, but these are just my opinions. I know you guys have yours as well, so definitely let me know down in the comments what you thought about X-Men Days of Future Past, and are you excited to see the X-Men franchise continue with this progression from basically erasing those original movies and just going forward from this. How did you feel about Wolverine being used in the movie? All that stuff, definitely let me know down in the comments, as well as if you have any questions about the movie or anything brought up in it, put those down in the comments below as well. I do hope you've enjoyed this super sweet movie review. If you have, definitely give me a thumbs up and share the video. And please subscribe to my channel, as I will be doing future movie reviews like this, as well as picking up with my weekly reviews of the Marvel and DC television shows going on right now. And if you have gone ahead and subscribed already, thank you very much. I appreciate you coming on board and hope you're enjoying the videos. All that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day now. Bye.